Happy New Year!
Happy New Year.
2021, people. We made it.
And we missed a couple of weeks. We're sorry.
So sorry.
I keep saying that we're going to do it every week, and then next thing you know, we miss a week because of life.
Yeah.
Life got in the way.
Holidays.
But we're feeling fresh.
Ready to go.
Putting the back doors on the back burner for a week because I actually want to feel like I've achieved something. So we're going to start painting our bumpers with Monstaliner. We've been standing out here kind of like Rain Man doing maths, trying to work out how to mix 7-to-1 parts of this Monstaliner because we're going to have to like split the tub up in a few different sections, I guess. Different
section sounds right.
We're going to paint this black Monstaliner over multiple days, and the mixed Monstaliner doesn't have a shelf life that lasts that long. So
it's a little tricky.
Yeah, we also don't have a shop or a garage or anything like that to paint in, so that's our second challenge.
Yes.
We have, though, our bumpers and sliders all primed and ready to go. So those we aren't so worried about. We're just going to have to work out how to paint them in two different sections.
Yeah.
Then we have our back bumper, which is powder coated, and we've decided that the powder coat sucks and it's already coming off and the bumper's already rusting. So we're going to Monstaline that one as well. So we have to like clean that one up and take the little lights out and get that ready to go. Behind us on the table is the Monstaliner kit. And we're trying to work that out, and we bought ourselves some little... grab it. Bought ourselves some little paint tubs with measurement on the side so that we can try and work out how to measure out 7-to-1 in this thing.
There's no 7-to-1 on this.
There is no 7-to-1. There's an 8-to-1.
8-to-1, 4-to-1. No 7-to-1.
Yeah, but anyway, we'll
What's
work it
up
out.
with
Like
that?
I don't know, I can like divide things by 7 and times things by 7. So hopefully that'll work.
God, one of us can do that.
But we picked some timber up in our Lexus yesterday. You see the photo here. It's pretty funny. It was like a really random kind of drive back down the freeway back here. But anyway, we got these bits of, I'm gonna guess, I don't even know what that is. I'm not even gonna guess. Does it have it written on it? I don't know. But we're gonna create a frame to try and hang some of these pieces from, leaning it on the one side on the fence and using like the other two sides as kind of like an A-frame. And we also don't really have the tools to make that, but we're gonna do our best. So Happy New Year. I'm glad you guys are joining us and watch us make a fool of ourselves. So we haven't shown you guys this yet, but we have a really cool hot water and shower solution that we're going to be installing into the car once everything sort of goes well. And this is the little thing they supply to put the hose connectors into. And we've decided to install this on the outside and sink it into the rear bumper. So this is going to sit about here. And right now I'm just going to cut the thing out. We've bought ourselves a new tool. We buy like one new tool every like, I don't know, 10 years it feels like. But this one I'm going to try and like cut this out really nice and square with this. So let's see how I go. Bumper, and this is what I just cut out, and this is where the in and out taps are going to connect to fill up our water tank. About to start putting some Monstaliner into these end pieces here, and I haven't even opened the tin yet, and I'm super nervous. This thing has like the Facebook page. There's so many people that have messed up, and like they want to know what they're doing, and it's like I've got to mix it like exactly 7-to-1. I also don't have the right drill to use their stirrer, so I'm going to stir this by hand. And we have no idea how much we're supposed to mix up to get this done. We couldn't be mixing too much or too little. We don't even know. So here goes. I'm going to try and mix up 24 ounces of it. So I'm going to get 20 ounces of this and around 3 ounces of the hardener, catalyst, or whatever you want to call it. And then we're going to try and start putting some paint on all these pieces that we got laid out here.
Oh
and yeah, hope this goes well. What the heck? This is the hardest painting ever to get off. What is going on? Like, I'm gonna spill it everywhere. So we use our little Chateau Declan cup to fill this thing up to 20. Oh, it's super thick.
Ew.
I wonder if it started setting already. We need to stir this a bit.
It feels like it's separated, like it needs
Yeah,
to
it
be.
needs to be mixed. Hope this camera's on because this is ridiculous.
It is on.
Yeah, no, I just need a little bit more to get 20. I think we're at like 20 there.
I'm like
Honestly?
amazed at your accuracy right now.
Okay. Stuff's interesting, huh?
I'm so scared.
Right, now I have to mix this for like 3 minutes.
Do you want me to time you?
At least, yeah, so.
A few moments later.
The camera stopped filming and both of us had paint on our hands, so we couldn't get it started again. But pretty exciting. We now have black on our junk. The Monstaliner is super thick. It's like super interesting to paint with. It's kind of like painting with some sort of glue. And with that sort of consistency, it's kind of hard to get it to cover over like really evenly, but we did our best. It looks really good once you get it onto like kind of bigger surfaces like this one. But it needs 2 coats. So the plan is that we're just doing the ends of it, and then we're going to build the A-frame with the timber, and then hang the parts by the parts that we've painted already. If that makes sense. I guess you'll see like when we kind of do it. Wait 3 hours. It's going to be dark by then, and put another coat on. But for us, this is really exciting because we've been wanting to paint for weeks, months. Day 2.
Yes.
Our little frame seems to have worked, sort of, mildly. We missed so much of it. I don't know how we missed this last night. But the Monstaliner is dried real hard. It's been how many hours now? Probably like 8 hours.
You're asking too much of me.
More. Like we finished at 4 p.m. and it's now 10 a.m., 11 a.m. And yeah, like it's really hard. And so with the black stuff, you can recoat it within 24 hours. The tintable stuff, you have to recoat it a little bit quicker. But yeah, we're pretty happy with it. Like I'm pretty happy with the way it looks, at least. I just wish we hadn't missed so many pieces. But we're gonna get on it. I'm gonna try and like cover the bits that we missed, and because we can kind of recoat this within 24 hours, I'm gonna give this one a full hit. So I've sanded back the little pieces that kind of drip through, and hopefully I can make this look cool. I hope you enjoyed me in time-lapse painting the bumpers and the sliders behind me. Overall, it was a 3-day process for us to do it in the way that we did. We were super nervous about starting painting with Monstaliner. I've never used a product like this, and Sophia's definitely never used a product like this. So it was really intimidating for us, and it's not the most expensive product, but we've bought a lot of paint off Monstaliner to do the whole car. So this was just the start of the process, and I'm really glad that I started with the bumpers and the sliders, because this has allowed us to learn, and I'm not so worried about the texture that is on the bumpers and the sliders, because they're kind of going to be on the bottom of the car and they can look a little bit more rugged. The front of the bumper looks really good. Like I definitely put a lot of effort into the way I evenly rolled that, and it's because they're like flat surfaces, large flat surfaces. It's really easy to get a nice even texture. I cannot say the same for all the detail and stuff like that there is on these sliders. It's definitely heavier in parts and lighter in parts, and it just looks really uneven. It doesn't look like a consistent paint job at all. That wasn't due to any mistakes that we made in preparation. We did all the preparation right. We took it down to bare metal. We painted it with Rust-Oleum bare metal primer. We rolled that on, and we didn't use any spray cans or anything like that. The Rust-Oleum bare metal primer comes in a white. And we don't feel like we did anything wrong with the prep. What actually happens though is that because there's so much cutting in to do on these parts, like there's just so many little crevices that you have to try and push this it's kind of thick paint into. By the time I'd finished cutting in, the Monstaliner had already started to set, for use of a better word. So when I was actually rolling it, the different levels of rolling were actually being applied in different thicknesses. So I didn't do a second coat on this top one until I'd finished cutting in with my mixed portion on the bottom one. So it had already been probably like an hour or an hour and a half of setting time before I started doing this second coat. As you guys can see, it's definitely not an even texture. Now I think that from what I've learned on this one, I'm definitely going to approach the car differently. It could be down to the climate here in Miami, Florida. We basically, I don't know what the Fahrenheit was. I'll put it up on the screen. But it didn't go above 23 degrees Celsius over the last 3 days of us painting. And the humidity ranged between 65% and 75% humidity. So that isn't in the kind of extremes. And I was really surprised at how quickly the paint actually went off. And I definitely, I didn't use specific kind of, scientific measuring to do the 7:1 parts. But I was using the paint tin, and it wasn't far off an exact 7:1 measurement each time I mixed it. And I had the same experience each time. I definitely, for anyone else that wants to do this and wants to mix the tin in different parts, not having to mix the tin all in one go, definitely do it. It wasn't hard, and it seemed to be quite forgiving in that. And I mixed it all by hand. I made sure that I mixed it for a full 3 minutes every time. But I did not have any problems with any part of the paint going off, and it all seems to be setting rock hard. It would be day 4 now, so this one down here had its coat yesterday, and everything's dry to the touch. This is the fuel door on the car, and we're going to do the car in 2-tone, so it's going to have a different color on the bottom and what it does on the sides and the roof. And I was kind of having the fuel door as a bit of a black feature. Because the inside of where the fuel filler is, I've painted black so that you can't see if any fuel or anything like that gets on there. This was painted with probably something some paint that had been sitting in the bottom of the jar for about 2 hours. So I just had some paint left over, and I thought, oh, great, I'm going to try and get this fuel door done. This is one coat. And because the paint's so thick at that point, after it's been sitting there for so long, it's really, really, really hard to apply. I'm not too worried because I'm still going to do a second coat. I'm going to scuff this back down a little bit, and I'm going to roll a nice surface onto this top part here. But I definitely don't want to be getting anything like this when I start painting the car. So look, I'm just really glad I started where I did. I definitely learned a lot. It is a great product. I'm super happy with it. I think it's fantastic. Like we wouldn't have been able to get something this strong and this protective out of anything else. And because it's UV stable and stuff like that, we know it's going to last a while, and that's what we want. We want to be able to use this car. We want to be able to go out. Like the sun here in Miami is already eating paint that we put on, like, you know, not even that long ago. So we definitely need something of like this. But if you want to ask us a question, leave a message below or hit us up on Instagram at Nomad Effect, and we will do our best to answer it. We bought the Monstaliner in both on sales. One was on the Labor Day sale, and one was on the most recent sales that they had coming into up to Christmas. And we've bought a lot of it. Like we have a lot of this Monstaliner still to go. So you'll see more videos of us attempting to paint the car once I've finished lining up the barn doors on the back, which is definitely it's killing my life a little bit right now. But please like, subscribe, and follow us if you want to see more of this sort of stuff. We don't want to be famous. We just really enjoy doing this stuff, and we want to be able to help and share anyone else that wants to do this as well. So we hope you guys are having a great 2021. It's an interesting time in the world, and we will catch you next week.